What we want to do is that we navigate once again down here to the settings tab of the RSI. And first of all, now when I have a white chart instead of a black one, if you want to change this to my style, I simply change the RSI here to black. I have a length of 2 right there. And I also make sure to uncheck the RSI background fill right here to make the RSI a bit more clean. Sometimes I also uncheck the middle band right here. But in order to get the Bollinger Band inside the RSI indicator, what you want to do here is that you want to navigate to the Inputs tab for the RSI, and you want to go down to where it says SMA, which is, a simple moving average, and we want to change the SMA to Bollinger Bands. And if for some reason nothing happens when you do this, what you want to do here is that you want to go up here to the Styles tab and make sure to check here the RSI based moving average. And you also want to make sure that both the upper band here and the lower band here is checked. For me, I'm gonna change these to black to make it a bit more clean. But if your Bollinger Bands appear without having the RSI based moving average checked, you can actually uncheck this one, because in my opinion it makes the chart a little bit more noisy. So these are the settings I'm having right here. For the inputs, make sure to have the Bollinger Band, and also here for the RSI length, I will currently keep it at just 14 and close, but you can actually combine, if you want to, you can combine the Bollinger Bands with the settings I talked about earlier in this video. That makes it a little bit more advanced, but that is definitely something you can try out. But for now, I want to have the inputs right here, style right here. If you want to, you can pause the video or replay the video to make sure that you get the settings right. And now we are ready to press OK here. And now the first thing you can notice about the RSI is that we will now have 2 lines on the RSI. We will have an upper line, this is called the upper band, and we have a lower line called the lower band. And the area here in between these 2 bands are, in very simple terms, the expected variation of the RSI. So the Bollinger Band basically predicts that the RSI will be within these 2 bands. And you may of course wonder, how can we use this information? Well, when the RSI pushes above the bands, like it did, for example, right here, that means that we're seeing an extreme amount of momentum. A momentum that is much stronger than the expected momentum. So if you, for example, take a look at this massive move right here, because the price before that move appeared was basically just going sideways with lots of tiny candles, this kind of movement made the band here getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Or in other words, the expected volatility was shrinking a lot. But after this massive momentum candle, you can see that the expected variation of the RSI increased by a lot. And now you may of course wonder, how can we as traders use this information? Well, the first piece of information you can use here is that after this move appeared, the next direction of the price, so will the price continue to go up or continue to go down, is very uncertain. So if you are a beginner trader, these are usually moves you actually want to avoid. But for more advanced traders, these kind of moves can actually be opportunities. Because how do we as traders make money? Well, we don't make money from movements like right here when the RSI was just going sideways. We as traders make money from volatility. So we make money from the price moving up and down a lot. That is where we can find opportunities. So advanced traders can actually see these types of movements as opportunities for trades. But here, as with many other technical variables, we don't want to buy something just because we see something happening with the momentum. We want to combine momentum with other technical variables. And I will talk about that very soon when we take a look at a trading example. On this particular chart, we actually found a very interesting trade. And that trade actually comes from the extreme move we saw right here. As you can see right here, the price completely collapsed and we saw massive bearish momentum. The RSI actually went down here all the way to 6, and that is extremely bearish momentum. But as a more advanced trader, we can actually use this information as a trading opportunity. Because as you can see, after this massive bounce, the price went sideways for a while. We saw some movements, but then right here, something very interesting happened. First of all, we can notice that the price came down here to the potential support of the previous bounce. And what we also can see here on the RSI indicator, this is a bit hard to see, but you can see that the RSI actually traded outside the Bollinger Band. This basically means that we are expecting increased volatility. So we are expecting a large move either here to the upside or the downside. But if we study the price action here, we can actually see that we started to see bullish price action. We started to see a bounce coming in at this level. And at the same time, we are expecting a large move. And since we saw a bounce, we are expecting this bounce to be rather large. So this right here was a very interesting buying opportunity. To learn more about the RSI indicator and more RSI settings, simply click or tap on the screen right here. I hope to see you guys in the full course very soon.